Exercise 4. Ready, start. I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister to one important point and request him to draw the attention of the states to this aspect of the matter. Every state has a famine relief code, but this relief code is out of date in terms of the rupee value. It has become absolutely meaningless for those persons whose entire belongings are washed away by the floods. I would like to suggest that the state government be advised to bring the relief code up to date to raise the relief quantum to a meaningful level according to the value of the rupee. This should be done perhaps every 3 years, and this code should go not only into the question of providing urgent relief, but also into the question of collection of land revenue. Surely loans can be rescheduled, and that should form part of the relief code. That should form part of the relief program. The floods have become more recurrent for one reason, that the natural drainage systems in certain parts of the country have been disturbed. Sir, one thing that can be done is to initiate a permanent program of the drainage systems, particularly in the areas in the lands that lie between the bunds that we have made. Sir, the second reason again perhaps can be related to the process of development of the soil erosion and the loss of vegetation. I would suggest that every river basin with all the tributaries which flow into the main river must have a future plan for flood safety. That basin must be studied in its geographical and in its ecological aspects. A flood safety plan must be evolved and progressively implemented. I fully appreciate the fact that no flood plan can be made overnight or in a single year. But let us at least have a plan for every major river basin and let that be finalized by the Ministry of Water Resources Development. It can take up programs with the help of the states from year to year. By doing that, at least, we can certainly have a foolproof flood safety program put into being within the next 20 years. Sir, girls' education is free throughout the country up to class 12. In certain states, it is free even at college level. The District Primary Education Project lays special emphasis on female literacy. 60% of the total learners in the National Literacy Mission are women. 50% of the teachers recruited under the scheme of Operation Blackboard will be women. The scheme has created a new awareness among women and has generated demand for education. A new scheme of residential primary schools for the weaker sections in rural areas is being worked out. The government is committed to the program of vocationalization of education at +2 stage. The national policy on education envisages that vocational courses should cover 10% of the higher secondary students by 1995 and 25% by the year 2000. Under the centrally sponsored scheme of vocationalization, vocational courses have been approved in schools, creating a capacity for diversion of 9 lakh students to the vocational streams, covering 11% of the enrollment at +2 stage. It gives a thrust for women's education through the creation of additional jobs of 90,000 women in new polytechnics. As against 2,000 colleges, there are 9,000 colleges. Distant education, which includes correspondence courses, account for 12% of the total enrollment in higher education. India produces the largest number of graduates in the world. Provision of free education to all children up to the age of 18 years is enshrined in the directive principles of the state policy. Determined efforts have been made to achieve this goal. The number of primary schools has increased, and the number of teachers has also increased accordingly. The gross enrollment increased from 40% to 95% in 50 years. For upper primary, the gross enrollment ratio has increased from 12% to 67% during these years. In other words, 95% of the rural population living in 8 lakh habitations have a school within a walking distance of 1 kilometer, and 80% have the school within a walking distance of 3 kilometers from their home.